Manchester United have officially secured one of the smartest defensive signings of the summer with the arrival of Andrea Medina from Atletico Madrid Femenino. Contract finalized. Medical completed. Announcement released. Andrea Medina is officially a Manchester United player on a 3-year contract with an option for an additional year, and this move could quietly become one of the best defensive deals the club has made in recent years. When supporters first saw the reports linking United with Medina, many immediately focused on her natural role as a left-back. But internally, Manchester United reportedly view her as a long-term centre-back option, a player capable of bringing composure, aggression, technical quality, and tactical intelligence into the heart of the defense. That detail alone changes the entire conversation around this transfer because it reveals how highly the club rates her football intelligence and defensive profile. This is not simply a squad addition. This is a player United believe can become a foundational piece for years to come. If we are rating this transfer honestly based on age, profile, experience, versatility, contract situation, and long-term value, this deal deserves a strong 9 out of 10. It is extremely difficult to find young defenders with elite technical quality, physical competitiveness, positional flexibility, and European experience already built into their game. Manchester United have managed to secure all of that without paying a massive transfer fee because her contract situation created an opportunity. In modern football, smart recruitment matters more than simply spending huge amounts of money, and Andrea Medina feels like exactly the type of intelligent signing elite clubs make when planning for long-term success. At just 22 years old, Andrea Medina already brings experience from Liga F and the Women's Champions League. That matters massively because Manchester United are building a squad expected to compete consistently at the highest level domestically and in Europe. The pressure at clubs like Atletico Madrid prepares players mentally for elite football. Every game matters. Every mistake is punished. Defensive players especially are forced to mature quickly in systems demanding tactical discipline and technical confidence. Andrea Medina arrives in Manchester already understanding those expectations. One of the first things that stands out about her profile is versatility. Modern football no longer allows defenders to specialize in only one role. Managers demand players capable of adapting during matches and across systems. Andrea Medina naturally plays as a left-back, but she can also operate as a center-back, wing-back, or even left midfielder when required. That flexibility immediately gives Manchester United more tactical freedom. If injuries hit the squad, she can adjust. If the manager changes formations, she can adapt. If the team needs more defensive stability or more attacking width, depending on the opponent, Andrea Medina provides solutions. But perhaps the most exciting part of this transfer is the decision to develop her primarily as a center-back. When you examine her statistics closely, the reasoning becomes obvious. Her aerial duel numbers are exceptional. Winning more than 73% of aerial battles in Liga F is outstanding for a player originally developed as a full-back. That statistic alone immediately catches the attention of coaches looking for dominant defenders. Modern center-backs must control the air defensively and offensively, especially in high-intensity leagues where physical battles decide matches constantly. Andrea Medina already possesses that ability naturally. Then you examine her overall duel success rate at more than 64%. That reveals aggression, timing, and confidence in defensive situations. She does not back away from contact. She competes physically. She enjoys defending. Manchester United supporters always connect deeply with defenders who embrace physical battles rather than avoiding them. Andrea Medina looks like exactly that type of player. Her defensive contributions across the season were also enormous. 185 defensive actions in Liga F show consistency and concentration throughout the campaign. 44 tackles, 40 interceptions, 94 clearances, 123 recoveries. These are not numbers produced accidentally. They reflect a defender constantly involved in the game, reading situations early, reacting aggressively, and cleaning up danger before attacks become serious threats. Another statistic that stands out massively is how rarely she gets beaten in 1-versus-1 situations. Being dribbled past only 12 times across an entire league season is extremely impressive, especially considering the technical level of attackers in Liga F. That number highlights defensive discipline and strong positioning. Great defenders are not always diving into tackles dramatically. The best defenders control situations calmly before attackers can even create danger. Andrea Medina already shows signs of that maturity. One of the most underrated qualities in her profile is composure on the ball. Modern center backs are expected to build attacks, not simply defend deep. Andrea Medina completed more than 900 successful passes with almost 80% accuracy. Those numbers matter because Manchester United want defenders comfortable progressing possession under pressure. Her passing allows the team to build attacks patiently rather than panicking when pressed aggressively. Her long ball numbers are also encouraging. 52 accurate long passes show confidence switching play quickly and finding attacking runners from deep positions. This becomes extremely valuable in transitional football where breaking pressing structures quickly creates dangerous counterattacking situations. United have clearly identified her technical profile as a major asset for the future. Another impressive detail is how secure she remains in possession despite heavy involvement in build-up phases. Being dispossessed only 3 times across such a large number of touches is remarkable. That statistic reflects calmness, awareness, and strong decision-making under pressure. Young defenders often struggle emotionally when pressed aggressively by elite attackers, but Andrea Medina appears comfortable receiving possession in difficult situations. When looking at her Champions League performances, there is further evidence explaining why Manchester United moved aggressively to complete this deal. European football exposes weaknesses quickly because the tactical level rises dramatically. Andrea Medina still maintained solid defensive numbers against elite opposition. 7 Champions League appearances at her age already provide valuable experience that cannot be underestimated. Her performances in Europe showed courage. She did not hide under pressure. She competed physically, stayed aggressive defensively, and continued trying to play progressive football even against elite opponents. Those experiences accelerate player development massively because young defenders learn quickly what is required at the highest level. The fact she even scored in the Champions League adds another interesting layer to her profile. Defenders capable of contributing occasionally in big moments become extremely valuable assets. Set pieces decide tight games constantly in modern football, and Andrea Medina's aerial strength could become an important weapon for Manchester United both defensively and offensively. Another important factor behind this signing is age profile planning. Manchester United are clearly building for sustained success rather than short-term fixes. Andrea Medina arriving at 22 means the club can develop her across multiple years while still benefiting immediately from her current level. Defenders usually peak later than attacking players because positioning and tactical understanding improve with experience. If she is already producing these numbers now, imagine her level at 26 or 27 with Premier League intensity and Champions League experience behind her. The move also reflects Manchester United's growing pull in women's football. Convincing talented players from top European clubs to join the project shows how seriously the club is now viewed internationally. Andrea Medina had options. A technically gifted Spanish defender with Champions League experience and contract flexibility naturally attracts attention across Europe. The fact she chose Manchester United signals belief in the project being built. Supporters should also be excited about the mentality she appears to bring. Players developed in Spanish football often combine technical quality with strong tactical education. Atletico Madrid especially demands intensity, discipline, and emotional resilience. Those qualities fit Manchester United perfectly. This club has always valued players willing to compete aggressively while maintaining composure under pressure. Another important aspect is how her arrival could impact the current squad dynamics positively. Competition improves standards. Existing defenders now understand places must be earned consistently. At the same time, Andrea Medina's versatility creates opportunities for rotation and tactical experimentation without weakening the side defensively. Her left-footed profile also matters hugely. Elite teams constantly search for naturally left-footed defenders because they improve balance and build up structures significantly. Passing angles become cleaner. Defensive coverage improves naturally. Build-up play becomes smoother. Manchester United now have another technically secure left-footed option capable of controlling possession from deep areas. The decision to offer a 3-year contract with an option for another year also feels smart structurally. It protects the club long-term while rewarding the player with stability and trust. If she develops into the elite centre-back many believe she can become, Manchester United maintain control over her future during her prime years. Looking deeper tactically, Andrea Medina could fit perfectly alongside aggressive defenders because of her positional awareness. Her recovery numbers and interceptions suggest strong anticipation rather than reckless defending. That balance becomes crucial in modern defensive partnerships where one defender attacks aggressively while the other provides security behind. Her crossing and attacking numbers from fullback also suggest she understands space well in advanced areas. Even if she transitions primarily into center-back, that attacking awareness helps massively when stepping into midfield during possession phases. Modern elite defenders increasingly operate almost like deep playmakers during controlled build-up phases, and Andrea Medina appears comfortable with those responsibilities. One thing supporters will quickly notice is her intensity. Spanish defenders raised in competitive systems often play with aggression and emotional energy. Manchester United fans always connect deeply with players who compete passionately every single minute, especially defenders willing to throw themselves into challenges and recoveries. This transfer also addresses an important long-term concern for Manchester United. Elite teams cannot rely on short-term solutions defensively forever. They need defenders capable of growing together over multiple seasons. Andrea Medina fits that vision perfectly. She can learn, develop chemistry, and evolve within the project while already contributing immediately. The fact the club completed medicals quickly and finalized details efficiently suggests this was a carefully planned signing rather than a last-minute market opportunity. Recruitment departments increasingly identify targets months in advance based on tactical fit, age profile, contract situation, and long-term development potential. Andrea Medina checks every box. There will naturally be an adjustment period because English football differs massively from Spanish football physically and tactically. The pace is faster. The physical battles are more intense. Transitional moments happen constantly. But honestly, her numbers suggest she is built for those demands. Strong duel success, excellent aerial ability, defensive aggression, and composure under pressure are qualities that translate extremely well into English football. If Manchester United develop her correctly, this signing could become one of the smartest defensive investments in the league. At 22, technically gifted, tactically educated, physically competitive, left-footed, versatile, and experienced in Europe already, Andrea Medina possesses almost every attribute elite clubs search for in modern defenders. This move feels bigger than many people realize right now. Sometimes the smartest transfers are not the loudest ones. Not every great signing arrives with massive headlines or superstar status immediately. Some players quietly arrive, settle quickly, develop steadily, and eventually become foundational pieces of successful teams. Andrea Medina feels exactly like that type of signing. Manchester United supporters should be genuinely excited because this is not just another squad player arriving for depth. This is a player with serious long-term potential. A player capable of becoming one of the most complete defenders in the league if developed properly. A player entering her prime years inside an ambitious project growing rapidly. And when you combine all of that together, the age, the technical quality, the versatility, the defensive numbers, the European experience, the contract value, and the tactical fit, it becomes impossible not to rate this transfer highly. Andrea Medina to Manchester United feels like a statement signing built on intelligence rather than hype. And if she develops the way many expect, supporters may look back at this moment years from now and realize this was the beginning of something very special defensively for Manchester United women.